I think that usually in a day when we don't have Dhamma discussion and no reading about it, no listening about the word of the Buddha, we just think about anything in life as before. That's why just hearing a word and begin to understand the truth of it. For example, what is there now? See, just now is very important because it's there to be known or unknown as before. That's why, how can there be right understanding of that which is now appearing without thinking, after hearing, considering wisely about the truth is there? But as the truth is so very subtle, that's why it does not appear as it is at all, but begin to understand the truth. And it doesn't matter how much in a day we forget about it. It's so natural because not enough conditions for thinking, even thinking about the truth, but hearing again and again, just like now. That which is now is seeing. See, but the truth of it is that what is it? It cannot be anything at all. It is the moment of knowing what is there which is seen, only that. And that is the moment, one moment of seeing, not hearing, not thinking. That's why when we learn about what is there in life, only different realities from moment to moment, from moment of birth, what is there? There must be the reality which experiences, but the object of experience at that moment does not appear at all because it's not like seeing right now, not like hearing, thinking, smelling, tasting. That's why we learn to understand the nature of a reality which is there by conditions. No one can make it arise because it's there now. At moment of thinking and hearing, there is seeing as well. But they are different. They cannot be in the same moment at all. That's why just hearing again and again, it is the moment of developing. Think about that when it's there. For example, while one is taking a bath, what is there? Hardness, heat, or cold is there. Before hearing, no awareness of that at all. But after hearing, there can be a moment of touching with what with that which is touched appear. And it's time to condition moment of understanding it a little, but actually no leg, no hand, nothing. Only hardness is there. So today, even right now, hardness is there. Who can make it arise? No one can. But it's there already by conditions. What to be known is that it is there only when it appears. After that, it's gone completely, never to arise again. And this is the beginning of development of letting go of taking it for my hand, my leg, my arm, or soap, or whatever is there, little by little. And at that moment, what about the feeling? Is it a moment of pity to have moment of understanding it, not as no understanding at all as before, and understanding that begin to develop that there is so much to learn to understand the truth of it as is taught from enlightenment, the truth. And this is the way to understand that what is there is not just to be object of study, but it has to be object of more and more understanding. And understanding is conditioned to begin to be aware at that moment. Usually, at moment of kusala, it is the awareness of the kusala by way of dana or sila or helping the others and well-wishing speech or this and so on. But at that moment, it's another level of goodness. It's the moment of begin to see what is there. It's a reality. Just begin like that. It's a reality. And the nature of that reality can appear little by little to understanding. Because whenever it arises, it's there as object. It cannot change its characteristic. Hardness is hardness, no matter when and how much is there. what level, but no understanding before at all, even after hearing a lot. So all depends on conditions, but there can be the moment of beginning to just aware, being aware with understanding that it's that which is hard, only hard. See, only hardness is there. That's all. It is the beginning of understanding one reality at a time, naturally, and know that in a moment there must be only a reality appearing. But what are there? Not just only one. For example, seeing right now, no one study a characteristic which just arises to experience, but thinking about that which is seen. But from understanding that how can that appear without that which arises to experience it, that can be the beginning of understanding. The word that we use for that nature as nama or chitta, that which is the chief of experiencing, because the characteristic of the object appears at moment of seeing. That's why life is so very natural, and it depends on whether at that moment there are conditions to just think about it with right understanding or begin to understand it as that is a reality. It's so real. No one there at all. But no need to try so hard to rush to have more understanding, to experience the arising and falling away, which is the absolute truth of that very moment, because that is the wrong path. The clinging and ignorance is there. So when it's not the path, the letting go, the wrong understanding, which does not understand that as it is, beginning to learn to understand little by little, naturally. And when it is no regret, it is panya, and it depends on how great it is. It can be moment of being joyful, appreciate the moment of understanding that it's so great, because before that there's no thinking, no understanding of the truth of whatever is there from moment to moment when in life at all. And that is the beginning to let go wrong understanding. So life is just easy with the moment of understanding what is there, to let go, not to cling to it, to be more understanding or more object to be learned at all. Even right now, see, no moment of being aware of feeling Vedana or Sanya, see, but it's all right because it's not time yet. And the most important thing is that we just learn about many namas that which experience. We learn about the word, but it's there now. See, but it does not show up as object yet, because panya is not enough to understand that. Like sanya, remembering now, it's there at moment of seeing, and vedana feels. But from hearing a lot about what are there in a moment, but only one reality appears as object. That's why learning about that moment, it's conditioned. It cannot arise by itself. It needs other reality to support or to condition its arising. And that's the way it is. For example, we learn to understand the other reality, which arises with that which is the chief of experiencing the object. But that which arises with it is that nama, which also experience that object, but not as the chief, but as like it or dislike it, for example. And many Cetasikas are there, just to condition moment to understand it when it's there, as it's a reality which experiences. That's all. No name, no word. Little by little. But it's much better than no understanding of the truth of reality which is now appearing at all. This is the difference between understanding the words of the truth, that it represents what is there now as it is, to be understood as it is. until it can be the object of enlightenment as it has been heard before about the nature of it, no matter by what aspects. But before all, there should be the development of letting go, the seeing, the experiencing as self. This morning I have time to discuss with the Hindis Indian, and as one who is listening, do you know yourself? See, that's one question can bring about more understanding what is taught. Does one know oneself, or one knows the other, the situation? But does one really knows oneself? And what is the use? What is more benefit? To know oneself, to know the world, when there is no understanding of oneself? Can there be the understanding of the others and the world? And what is actually the world? So, when there is the understanding of realities as they are different ones, there can be the understanding of anything that Buddha taught at different aspects. So, we can talk about what is there now to condition moment of understanding the truth, the true nature that is only the reality which arises and experiences. And another one, it arises, is there appearing, but it cannot experience anything. Nothing can be taken for anything permanent at all. So the question can begin from, do you know oneself? Do you know the flower? Do you know the cake? Do you know whatever we can talk about? To be truthful to the truth, whether how much understanding what is heard when it appears now. We can understand the words in the book, but what about the understanding of what we heard now about that which is now appearing?